Hey, what's happening? Welcome back one more again to Stereotype. Hey, I got a question, and this is particularly for the ladies. I call this one Bring Back Real Genuine Women. I put woman, I'm gonna have to change that. Bring back real genuine women. Bring back, and I'm not saying there aren't any, but it seems like these days, um, there's not as many, not this new generation of girls or females. I ran across this throwback of Love Connection, and it gave me the title. It made me wonder, what happened to these type of women? Or are they, just outdated? Is this the old way of thinking? Because I think this clip is from like the 80s, maybe the 90s. It's an old clip, you could tell. But
Got our menu, was about to order. They even brought the water. And Mimi looked at the menu, and she was just like, let's go.
Oh,
Let's
really?
jet.
Now, why'd you want to leave?
Yes, please. Let me explain myself because he doesn't know. The reason why I wanted to leave was because the prices were a little bit higher than I had remembered, and I didn't want to spend all his money. My mom raised me. Your first day, you don't do that to somebody. You really don't take advantage of the situation.
Got our menu.
okay, so that was then, right? So now we got shit. The female, you can't even take her to the cheesecake factory. You know what I mean? That's beneath her. Like all these new females feel like just showing up and having a body, having like an ass and some titties, and that's validation enough for the man to want to spend all his money. And then women wonder why they can't keep a good man. You can find a good man, but you can't keep a good man because once a good man sees through the bullshit, once he sees that you're shallow, then if there's something he wants to get, then he's gonna get that, and then he's gonna be gone because you're not a keeper. And this isn't for all women because I know some good women, but it seems like in this day and time, there's a shortage of good women. There's a shortage of those type of women. Because I've been on some dates. I've been on some dates where you know, where there's steak and lobster on the menu, and then you want to order. That's what you want to order, steak and lobster. But my whole thing is, don't order shit on the menu that you wouldn't order on a regular on just when you and your girls are out and you got to pay your own bill. So it's kind of shady for a woman to, just because a man is taken on a date, to feel like, oh shit, I'm a hit him in his pockets. That's the thinking nowadays. You got and most of it is influenced by the culture, and the culture is influenced by um what they hear and what they see. Television. It's programming, television programming. They're programming, these young girls, the sexy reds and shit like that, and the Cardi B's and Megan the Stallion. When it comes to our culture these days, we don't have a good positive. We don't. Who do we have? I can't think of one just off the top of my head right quick. I'm not. It may be one, but I can't think of one positive female that's doing it for the culture in a positive light. That's you know, first thing with Carter B comes to mind is um broke niggas don't deserve no pussy. I know that's right. First thing just comes to mind. I'm just freestyling. First thing come to mind with sexy red. Oh, my pussy hole pink, my booty hole brown. This is the shit that's influencing our young ladies. You know what I mean? Like, again, where are
Got our menu, was about to order. They even brought the water. And Mimi looked at the menu, and she was just like, let's go.
Oh,
Let's
really?
jet.
Now, why'd you want to leave?
Yes, please. Let me explain myself because he doesn't know. The reason why I wanted to leave was because the prices were a little bit higher than I had remembered, and I didn't want to spend all his money. My mom raised me. Your first day, you don't do.
okay, maybe that's the thing. Maybe the key thing, she said, my mom raised me. So maybe these mothers aren't raising these girls right. Maybe these fathers aren't raising these girls right. Not raising these boys right. We're not being parents. We're being buddies. We're being friends. Um, but anyways, so I want to say, bring back the real, genuine woman. That's what I want to say. And bring back the real, genuine men while you're at it. You know what I mean? Like, we there's a shortage of both. I don't know what's more a shortage. Is it more of a shortage of good women or more of a shortage of good men? Seems like all the men are going to the. I ain't gonna say all the men. Seems like a big portion of the men are going to the man side, which is weird as fuck. Seems like that's the new thing these days. Um, I don't get that shit, but so then the women are being masculine. You know what I mean? Like it's like the women are being masculine and the men are being feminine. So it's weird shit, but I think it's more of a this new generation shit. Like this new generation is real fucked up. Like it's nothing like the way I grew up. I tell my kids all the time, like the music is trash, and I don't even call that shit music. Like if I were to think about what I grew up on, like there's a long list of artists that formed the whole culture. You know what I mean? Like Luther Vandross, Teddy Pendergrass, Prince, Michael Jackson, Bell Biv DeVoe, New Edition, UGK, Tupac, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube. Like, I mean, it's a list. The list goes on. Jagged Edge, Silk, Mary J. Blige. When music was music, when you could turn the radio on and you could just have a party just off the radio. You can't do that no more. The radio is poison. To be honest, just to be flat out honest, the shit is poison. And if you're not woke enough to realize that, and you're riding around in your car and you're letting your toddlers absorb the shit that they putting into their heads, you know, then you're helping them do exactly what they intend on doing. Anyways, yeah, that's what I want to say, man. What happened to the real women, and what do we have to do to get the real women back? This is an open dialogue. You know what I mean? Like, in ways, I feel like we're so far gone that we won't get it back. I really feel like we won't get it back, and all we can do is do the best we can with our kids. I feel like my era is the era of the drug dealers. The era before me, which is my mom's era, that's the era of the drug addicts. So that generation raised drug dealers because that generation was, turned out by drugs. They put drugs in our communities. People weren't really aware of the repercussions of it and the how detrimental it would be. They didn't know it. They just knew it was a good drug. They got high. They wanted to do it. So 10 years later, you realize that that shit was um shit the devil. That shit was evil. So people, that generation rather, they used drugs. They used crack and they didn't take care of their kids. Those kids, in turn, turned into drug dealers, and they weren't raised properly, so they don't know how to raise properly. Now, that generation is having kids, so it's like now this generation is the generation whose grandparents were drug addicts and mother and father were drug dealers or strippers, and now that's what's out here. That's this new generation. That's Sexy Red. That's Cardi B. That's all these little young cats that I can't get with. But I don't know, man. You know, shit, man. Bring back good music. I somewhat I want to put. Look, blame on the radio DJ. So I feel like they have a responsibility, but they look at it as, hey man, this is my job. This is what they do. I don't listen to this bullshit. I just play it. I don't even have to hear it playing because I'm not even listening to it when it's playing. The shit is just spinning. But the, do they take accountability for that, or do they get by with the fact that hey, it's my job. I'm just getting paid. I'm getting paid to poison you. Anyways, it's a really deep rabbit hole. It really is because you can blame music, you can blame the parents, you can blame the teachers, you can blame society. You know, there's a little bit of blame on everybody, but I don't know what I don't know if we'll get it back. I really don't. I don't know if we'll get it back. I don't know if we're heading to a path of just further destruction, or if at some point people will really wake up and decide that hey, we can fix this. I really don't know. My part and my contribution is just making sure my kids, you know, get the best of me. That's it. That's all. Till next time, man.